Mosquera for Arsenal down this right-hand side. Needs to find an outlet here. Is that a foul on Bukayo Saka? Yes, it is, says the referee. And it will be a free kick to Arsenal, halfway inside their own half. 0-0, but a very, very encouraging start from the visitors, definitely here. Here is Saliba, across to Mosquera. Slowing down the pace of the game. Mosquera has just literally stood with the ball, doing nothing with it here. Just waiting for something to happen. In the event, he squares it across to Saliba. And now Timber, back to Saliba. Saliba again goes down this right-hand side. Saka does well there with his back to goal. A Milan player has gone down. The referee says it will be a free kick to the Italian side. Maybe looks as if Di Marco there just copped a hand in the face from Saka. He was just trying to protect the ball. It was a complete accident. He came in from behind Saka, so he didn't see him. Free kick taken quickly. Here is a Kanji now for Inter Milan. Comes across to Henrique on this right-hand side, just inside his own half. Little short ball. And ball goes out just short of the halfway line, so it will be a throw-in to Milan on this right-hand side. And we're going to wait for, looks as if it's a Serbi, or no, a Kanji's going to take this one. Just short of the halfway line on this right-hand side. Throws it into the Arsenal half. Header is flicked on by Martinez, but Thuram can't hold the ball. A strong challenge there from Zielinski on Eze when the referee is blown up for a free kick. It's a bit of a stop-start period we've got going on here. A few crunching challenges going in. Arsenal with the free kick just short of halfway. They go short and forward to Eze. He squares this across now. Lots of room for Timber here to work in. Comes out to Saka again. Right-hand side, edge of the box. The doubling up on him there, Sucic and Di Marco. Now then, Saliba. Now Timber back to Saliba. They're still working this right-hand side, Arsenal. Saliba still going here. Shuffled over towards the corner flag. Saka tight to that touchline. Ball comes back in field. Zubimendi squares it across to Eberechi Eze. He dinks it towards the edge of the area. Jesus holds it up, then it's squared across the box. Oh, it's gone in! And has the flag gone up? No, it's Gabriel Jesus lurking on the edge of the 6-yard box. And that has been coming. Arsenal have been absolutely all over Inter since the game began, and that was some very, very neat football on the edge of the box there, in amongst quite a bit of traffic. I'll have to have a look at this one back because it was quite special. Eze had the ball 25 yards out, fired it into the edge of the area. Lewis Skelly back across, and then, yes, what happened? The shot was scuffed by Timber. It took a big deflection, and it just flopped up into the air, and on its way through, Jesus, edge of the 6-yard box, just stuck out a leg and volleyed it into the bottom left corner from 6 yards out. A little bit of fortune about that one, but you have to be there to take the chances, and the Brazilian was. He's had to wait a long time, terrible injuries, 2 goals in 2 matches, and what a start from the Gunners here. 10.5 on the clock. Inter Milan 0, Arsenal 1, and the Champions League leaders are showing why they sit atop that table. Now it's up to Milan to respond, and they lose the ball inside the Arsenal half, but they get it back quickly. Zielinski, now Akanji, trying to find that telling pass down that right-hand side, but it's tidied up by Mosquera. Comes all the way back to Raya. He's kicked downfield. Zubimendi does well to win the header, but can't control it. Now then, Zielinski tries to take it down this right-hand side, but he's lost control of it there, so it will be a throw into Arsenal. On this left-hand side, Lewis Skelly goes back to Zubimendi. He goes back to Mosquera, who squares it back to the feet. We have David Raya, and then a low drill all the way up to the halfway line. And Arsenal have got the ball back here. Now space again down this right-hand side. They come forward. This is Jesus to Jurrien Timber. Good tackle from Bastoni. But Saka will pick that one back up again. Definitely favouring this right-hand side, Arsenal. Targeting Bastoni down there with Saka and Timber doubling up. And it's proved very effective so far. Here's Zubimendi now, edge of the centre circle. Into Eza. He drops it back down there for Timber. Long diagonal ball, chested down calmly by the Swiss international Manuel Akanji. To the keeper, his countryman Jan Sommer. Akanji, of course, on loan from Manchester City, who suffered a massive shock tonight, going down 3-1 to the Norwegian side Bodo Glimt. So it's not been a good few days for Pep Guardiola on the back of that convincing defeat at Old Trafford. Anyway, Arsenal, they'll be looking to right the wrongs of the weekend. And they've got off to a good start here in the San Siro. Now Akanji, halfway inside his own half, in centre field, brings it up to the edge of the centre circle. Now Bastoni out to Federico Di Marco on this left-hand side. Back in field it comes again for Bastoni. Trundles the ball just short of the halfway line, feeds it forward to Lautaro Martinez. He floats it out to Henrique on this right-hand side. And the Brazilian cuts in field before dabbing it back to Acerbi on halfway. Milan here now just enjoying a little bit of possession. Acerbi fires it upfield, flicked round the corner by Martinez, but the return ball from Thuram was easily tidied up there by Saliba. Goes all the way back to Raya. His long kick downfield, it will be, well, it's going to be a free kick to Inter. Jesus was adjudged to be offside. Just shy of 14 minutes here at the San Siro, and Arsenal doing well. Well, that's a good short free kick taken direct, and Thuram's got in round the back here, tries to square it from the byline, but Raya pounces on that. Arsenal just clocked off there. Just a simple, straightforward pass down the field. And Thuram found himself in quite a bit of space there. Got in round the back. Now here's Saka, tight to that touchline. DeMarco, though, wins the ball, sends it back to Jan Sommer. Now Acerbi into Zielinski, comes back to Sommer. They're certainly not afraid to pass it around in front of their own goal into Milan. But how many times have we seen it? Teams coming unstuck, just getting a little bit blasé with the ball in front of their own goal. Here's Henrique on the edge of his own penalty area, sends it upfield, but it's gone straight back to Arsenal, but Jesus can't control it on the edge of the box, and now Inter will look to find Thuram. He turns well with his back to goal, gets it out to this right-hand side. Henrique now, down the right, he's into the box, squares it across, good block there by Saliba, because Thuram was lurking on the 6-yard line just behind him. So good break from Milan. Now Bastoni comes forward, 25 yards out, the Italian left back. He's pushed over to this left-hand side. Went up a bit of a blind alley there, and in fact he's lost the ball, but they've won it back quickly. Brilliant work from Sucic. DiMarco, left-hand side of the box, his cross misses everyone, and it goes out for a throw-in on the other side of the pitch. And Inter slowly trying to get themselves back into this game. After a bit of a poor start, they were right under it from the word go. And Jesus, with a wonderful poached effort, is the one that's made the difference so far. And Arsenal completely deserve it. Good header from Lewis Skelly, but Arsenal can't keep the ball under control. Zubimendi, it goes out for a throw into Inter on this right-hand side. Akanji will be the man to take it. Flicked downfield by Barella. but it's misguided. Goes straight to Lewis Skelly. Mosquera almost lost control of the ball there inside his own penalty box. Now Arsenal have given it away inside on the edge of their own area. Fed through to Thuram, couldn't get his shot away. And Arsenal have got the ball clear, but they've given it away again inside their own half. But now they've won it back, but unfairly, says the referee. Foul on Akanji. And that was just a real sloppy passage of play there from the Gunners, losing the ball close to their own goal. 17 minutes gone. Sure, there's a few nerves out there, but surely for Arsenal, having got off to that brilliant start, having made 7 changes ahead of this game tonight, some real big names shifted onto the bench. It shows the depth of Arteta's squad, that they've come out all guns blazing here tonight. Now Inter with Bastoni, surging run down through the middle. Martinez feeds a lovely ball through the middle for Thuram. He got in between and around the back of the defenders there, into there. 2 shots blocked, comes to the edge. Oh, what a strike! What a strike from the edge of the area. That went into the net like a tracer bullet. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 1. What a strike. And again, that all came around from Arsenal not dealing with the ball on the edge of their own box. It all started with a fantastic pass from Lautaro Martinez, which split the Arsenal defence. Thuram got in round the back of them. His first shot was blocked. Then Zielinski had a block shot. It deflected to the edge of the area. And then a thunderous drive from the Croatian Petar Sucic. Side-footed, but it went like a rocket. And Raya had absolutely no chance. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 1. And the Italians strike back here in the San Siro. That was some strike from the Croatian. And it all came about for that ball from Martinez. It sent Thuram away through the heart of that Arsenal defence. Much like the Arsenal goal, there was a little hint of fortune about it. The 2 block shots and the ricochet rebounded kindly for Sucic, who was coming onto it on the edge of the area to get his shot away. But now Milan have given away the ball, edge of their own box. Trossard now, he fires in a shot. It's blocked. Second effort from Eze, and it goes well wide of the left-hand post. He was put under enormous pressure there. Probably just got spooked in the nick of time by Bastoni. Sorry, a Serbi it was. Coming across. And the England international rather snatched at it. And that's a quick response from the Gunners across the bow. Short goal kick taken. And again, dicing with danger here. Played it. I don't get it. I just don't get why teams do that. You're asking for trouble every time, and they've lost the ball inside their own half. Crazy. I just get the ball down the pitch. Here's Saliba for Arsenal. What a start we've had here. Just under 20 minutes gone. And we're level pegging at 1 goal each. Jesus on 10 minutes, and then Petar Sucic on 18 minutes. What a strike that was. Here's Zubimendi. Now then, Timber down this right-hand side, tight to the touchline. Cuts back in field. Back it comes to Mosquera. And Zubimendi. Mosquera once again squares it back over to the far right-hand side to Jurriën Timber. And Arsenal just keeping hold of the ball nicely here. Comes back to Raya on the edge of his own area. Just slowing everything down. Inter not interested in pressing the ball at this moment. Raya has it inside the semicircle. He's not doing anything with it, just has his foot on the ball. And the Inter players just not interested. They're saying, well, we'll just stand here. You do something with it. And finally nudges it forward. And now Arsenal walk it forward with Zubimendi. We've got a bit of walking football here. That was a curious passage of play. Zubimendi has it again, halfway inside the Arsenal half. 21 minutes gone. Good ball through the middle. Nice to control by Eze. Comes out to this left-hand side. Mosquera. Not the best pass there to Trossard, a bit of a hospital pass. Ball launched downfield, but good defensive header from the Spaniard Zubimendi. Ball breaks to the halfway line. Sucic gets to it before Saka. Well, that's good work from Marino on that left-hand side. Got to that ball and stabbed it all the way back to David Raya before DeMarco could get interested in it. And now Mosquera, edge of his own area, goes back to David Raya. Fires that ball across to Jurrien Timber. Some good footwork there from the Dutchman. Still has the ball here. And then the pass downfield from Saliba is intercepted by Bastoni. DiMarco. Now Bastoni again on this left-hand side. Comes back to Zielinski. Now a Serbi. Little short ball forward to Sucic, the goal scorer. Bastoni goes back down the flank again. And Inter are forced to go all the way back to Sommer, who picks it up on the edge of his area. Zielinski. Akanji brings it forward again for Milan, but there's 3 red shirts in front of him. Has to dab it back to Barella. And in the event, goes back to Jan Sommer. And again, not afraid to play a square ball across his own area. Ball fired up to Thuram, but he can't get a head on it. And it sails all the way through to Raya, who comes way out of his goal. And just dabs it to Saliba. Now Timber up to the halfway line. Again, puts his foot on the ball. Game has markedly slowed down after that rather frantic opening 15 minutes. Now that the scores are level once again. Zubimendi brings it forward for the Gunners, just inside the Milan half. Fires it out to this left side to the Belgian Trossard. His ball is fortuitous to get to Eze in centre field, but Arsenal lose it again. Then a shove in the back. Barella manages to dig that ball out there, and now Milan have lost it. But the referee, I think he was playing advantage there, and he brings it back for a foul by Eze. Free kick taken quickly by Bastoni, too quickly for the referee's liking. So free kick on halfway. Zielinski just dinks the ball back to Alessandro Bastoni. 24 minutes gone. Been a thoroughly absorbing and entertaining game, this. Both sides look as though they're going to have a real dig here tonight. Of course, mindsets are very different in this new Champions League setup with just this one big league. Got to go for it. Both sides have certainly tried to do that so far this evening. Excuse me. Free kick to Arsenal. Just inside the centre circle, taken quickly by Mosquera to his fellow Spaniard Zubimendi. Now it comes out to Saka on this right-hand side. He gets round his man who slips. Still has it on the edge of the area. Dinks it back. But fortuitously, it gets squared across now. Lewis Skelly. Now Trossard, edge of the area on this left-hand side. The doubling up on the Belgian tries across. It's blocked by Henrique, and it will go out for an Arsenal corner on this left-hand side. 25 minutes on the clock. So Eze will come across to take this corner for Arsenal. They've responded pretty well after being pegged back. First corner from this right-hand side, which is absolutely nowhere near touching the white line. And they're not doing anything about it. I don't get that either. Eze whips the ball in, awful corner, doesn't beat the first man at the near post, and maybe that's a bit of justice. Getting on my hobby horse again about that, but I don't get it. The white line is there for a reason. That ball was placed outside the white line by Eze by a good 8 inches, and the official did absolutely nothing about it. That is not a legal corner. It's got to touch the line. Here's Zubimendi now, inside the centre circle. Comes out to Timber on this right-hand side. Now Saka in the bright yellow boots. Ball comes infield to Jesus. Back to Saka. And then he goes back down the line inside his own half. Here's William Saliba. Little short ball to Zubimendi. Now Timber once again. Arsenal just short passes between them. Then the chip down the right channel. That's good defending on the edge of his own area there by DiMarco, because Saka was lurking behind him, but Arsenal still have it edge of the area. Marino is dispossessed. The Milan player went down in the process, and now Milan have got the break on here. It's 2-on-1 if they can square it. Oh, what's he doing here? He's still going, squares it eventually to Thuram, and he's blown it. Puts it over the bar. That was a massive opportunity for Inter there. They had an opportunity, 2-on-1, and I think it was Sucic who just took for ages to make his mind up there. It was a good interception from Acerbi, and I think it was Sucic. He had a man to his left, he had a man to his right. I have to tell you, Nicolo Barella, who was to his left, is absolutely raging. It came to Thuram, he was off balance, fairly tight angle, and it's gone over the bar. That should have been 2-1 to Milan. Arsenal, again, careless there, caught napping on the counter yet again. But now they come forward. Here's Mikel Merino. Game really opening up now. Here's Saka on this right-hand side. Arsenal normally so solid at the back. Cross comes in, headed away by Acerbi at his near post. Then fired downfield. Foul comes in, an extremely clumsy one by Jurrien Timber, who rugby tackled Lautaro Martinez, and the Dutchman's come off worse. He's gone to ground there, holding his stomach. Interesting. Maybe caught an elbow in the stomach there. But goodness me, that should have been a second goal for Milan. But Petar Sucic, who got that incredible equaliser, just completely fluffed his lines there. Took far too long to make his mind up. Should have passed it much sooner. And we could now be seeing a different story. As it is, we're still level at one apiece as we approach the 29th minute. Will be a free kick to Inter. Timber is now back up on his feet. Quite sure what the problem was there. Bastoni takes it quickly, squares it back to Acerbi on the edge of the box. Now Manuel Akanji back across to Francesco Acerbi. Now Akanji once again. Arsenal now pressing Milan back to the edge of their own box. Ball downfield. Flag goes up for offside on Thuram, who was lurking near the halfway line. The big Frenchman being used to shield that ball with his back to goal. Try and feed in Martinez. Jesus inside the centre circle, funnels it back to Mosquera. Now Saliba to Timber, back to Saliba. Just shy of halfway. Arsenal just slowing things down. Now Timber, good surging run down this right-hand side. Here's Bukayo Saka. Back it comes again. Zubimendi on the ball in centre field. Dinks it back to Saliba. And it comes back out to the right again to Bukayo Saka. Trying to get in, and he does, round the back of DiMarco. Gets it to the dead ball line, tries to feed it across the face of goal. It's blocked by Acerbi, and it goes out for another Arsenal corner on this right-hand side. Exactly half an hour gone here at the San Siro. And this is a really pulsating contest. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 1, and Saka once again will trudge rather casually over to that far corner flag. Don't seem to be in any rush whatsoever. Arsenal, of course, usually pretty deadly on set pieces. They're famous for their corner routines. They've got 4 men miles behind the back post here, and then they all come rushing forward. So here is Saka. That ball is on the white line. Whips the ball in, high to the back post, headed back across the face, and it's in! Just so easy! Headed back across goal by Leandro Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus was there 3 yards out, just headed it in. Awful defending from Milan. Arsenal back in the lead, and their corners work a treat again. And we all know that the Italians pride themselves on their defence, but this was rubbish. Brilliant corner from Saka, Trossard completely unmarked. Well, maybe I'm a bit harsh there. The header from Trossard actually hit the bar and came out to Jesus, who all he had to do was just nod it in from 2 yards. So again, and maybe a little hint of fortune about that, but they should have picked up Trossard at the back post, headed it back across there. It scuffed the crossbar, which meant the Milan defenders couldn't head it out, and it just rebounded out nicely for the little Brazilian, who nodded it back into the net, and Arsenal have the lead once more. 31 minutes gone. Gabriel Jesus with his second goal of the evening. And that one will have stung Milan. That was a really soft goal to concede. Yes, there was a hint of fortune about it coming off the bar, but there's been a hint of fortune about all 3 goals tonight, to be fair. But still, you have to question the marking there on Trossard at the back post. Just nobody picked him up. He had all the time in the world to head it back across the face of the goal. And luckily for Arsenal, hit the bar, dropped nicely for Jesus to just head it home from 2 yards out. Nothing the defenders on the line could do about that. Sommer, edge of his own area, squares it back across to Acerbi. Almost 33 minutes on the clock. Here is Manuel Akanji now. He will bring it slightly upfield, then feeds it up to Thuram, who's tussling with his back to goal again against Mosquera inside the centre circle. Now out to the left-hand side, bit of space here for Federico Di Marco. Infield it comes now to Sucic, and tried to feed it out there to Bastoni, but it's hit the referee, so it will have to be a drop ball. The ball is dropped at the feet of Sucic. Now Piotr Zielinski to Sucic, back to the halfway line. Acerbi. Sucic once again chips the ball upfield, looking for Thuram. Well, it was too high. He got his head to it, but he was so far away from goal there. He tried to power a header in, but he was a good 25 yards away from David Raya's goal. Absolutely no way he could get enough power on that to cause any problems. Rather limply bobbled through to the Spanish keeper. Sends his kick downfield. Acerbi wins the header. Martinez wins the ball inside the centre circle as an Arsenal player down, but now Inter coming right through the middle here. Martinez tries a shot, but it takes a deflection off Luis Skelly. It's Trossard, the man that was down. I think he got a knee in the back there from Bastoni. But the captain Martinez, he rather scuffed the shot, but it got a deflection off the youngster Luis Skelly. So corner for Inter on this left-hand side. Can they respond in kind? They go short to the edge of the area. Di Marco. Then it's whipped in by Zielinski, but it takes a big deflection. Arsenal have seen that off. I think the offside flag has gone up against Martinez. And, well, actually, I think it might have been a handball from the Inter skipper. That ball ballooned up in the air. You know, the referee says that he controlled it with a combination of chest and arm. So Arsenal grateful for the free kick. Comes out to Saka on this right hand side. Back to William Saliba. All the way back to David Raya, who's had to come out of his area on that left hand side, tight to the touchline. Launches it downfield looking for Jesus, who's just picked up a bit of a bang there. The Brazilian just hobbling a little bit. He's on a hat-trick. Timber with the quick throw. Back to the Frenchman Saliba. Now Christian Mosquera. And Miles Lewis Skelly. To Zubimendi. Now Arsenal once again just keeping control of the football inside their own half. Into this time put on the press. Ball up to halfway. Intercepted by Di Marco, but comes straight back to Arsenal. And then the ball back downfield. Now Saka running to the edge of the area. Oh, tries a left-footed shot. And it's not missed by much on that left-hand side. Good quick counter again from Arsenal. Well, in the event, it's probably about 3 or 4 yards wide, but again, a little warning. Quick counter attack there. Interesting that Mikel Arteta, coming to the edge of his area, was clearly gesturing, and if I can lip read, was saying pass, pass, pass. I think he wants them to pass. Anyway, ball downfield, and Arsenal don't deal with that. They've lost the ball to Thuram there. Comes out to Henrique on this right-hand side. Ball back down the line, but Barella is barged off it easily there by young Lewis Skelly, who absolutely ragdolls him over the byline, and it goes out for a goal kick. And Nicolo Barella, not the biggest of players, rather forlornly picks himself up and trudges back upfield. Short sleeves and gloves, interesting. So 37 on the clock. Arsenal goal kick. Faffing around with it again, and it's taken from the edge of the 6-yard box back to David Raya. He's got the ball at his feet now. Plays it to the edge of the box. Again, it's risky football, but now Saliba has got the ball, and barnstorming run from the Frenchman downfield here, fed out by Saka to Timber on this right-hand side. Saka gets the ball round the back, fires it across the edge of the box, and Akanji is there 5 yards from his own goal to hammer the ball out for a throw-in, which is taken quickly. Arsenal again looking dangerous. Edge of the area with Zubimendi. Comes back out to Saka on this right-hand side. Back into the area to Zubimendi. They're being forced back outside of the area. Oh, Zubimendi's given the ball away when he passed it back there, and it's been picked up by Thuram. He feeds the ball through here. Now then, Henrique bursting through. Oh, he's fluffed it as well. He got pushed out to the right-hand side, but it was still a pretty presentable chance. And again, a bit like Thuram, kind of looked like he was losing his balance there, and he's scuffed the shot wide of the right-hand post. But it was a misplaced pass by, of all people, Martin Zubimendi. And then a lovely through ball from Marcus Thuram, and Luis Henrique there, showing his pace, winning the foot race with Lewis Skelly. But enough red shirts came across to push him out a little bit wider than he would have liked. And in the end, he rather snatched at that and shanked it wide. Disappointing, but again, that's the second time now that Inter Milan have threatened a goal on the counter. Bit of fortune here as Saka manages to win the ball on this right-hand side. Cross comes in, takes a big deflection, balloons in the air. Akanji takes no risks and heads it out for another Arsenal corner. You cannot take your eyes off this game. 39 minutes gone. Another corner for Arsenal on this right-hand side. Of course, this was the side where they got their second goal. So Milan will be on red alert here. And again, 3 or 4 Arsenal players trot over to this left-hand side. And they're a good 7 or 8 yards behind the back post. What will happen this time? Be an in-swinging corner from Bukayo Saka. This time they all run forwards, whipped into the area, punched from underneath his own bar there by Sommer. But the referee has deemed that there was an infringement on the Swiss keeper, who's gone down holding his face. But that was one of those horrible corners that was whipped in there, and he had to punch it out from underneath his own bar, and then he was caught, I think, by Marino, who couldn't stop his run as he came through, and I think he might have caught him in the face with his elbow. But again, that was a dangerous corner from Saka. We've seen it a few times in recently, haven't we? These corners that can be whipped in. You know, we see players score from corners sometimes. Such is the whip they get on the ball, and that one was definitely heading in. And Sommer did well there to get a fist on it just underneath the crossbar. They go short again from the goal kick. It's nudged to Akanji, and immediately Henrique decides to get it, but they've given it away again. And this is what happens, but now Arsenal have lost it through Eze. And now Barella comes storming downfield. He's got DiMarco to his left-hand side. He picks him out. He whips a great ball into the area. Glancing header from Mosquera. Oh, Martinez has a shot which he's blocked, and then he has a second effort. An Arsenal player's gone down, clutching his shin, but the ball went through anyway, harmlessly for Raya. I think it's Trossard who's gone down. Fabulous cross from Federico Di Marco on that right-hand side. The glancing header from Saliba. Then we got the air shot from Lautaro Martinez. And then he had a second effort. And I think he caught Trossard on his follow-through as he tried to have another dig. Yeah, he caught the Belgian on the back of his calf there. Again, accidental. But again, a promising break downfield for the Azioneri. And again, it came from Arsenal giving the ball away inside the Milan half, and they've shown, not once but twice, maybe three times, that they can definitely get the ball down the other end of the area and cause damage. But so far, when it's come to that decisive moment, they fluffed their lines. They could have had three in this first half, but just a lack of composure once the ball gets in the area means that they still trail here by 2-1. But Arsenal have lost it inside their own half again. Now Sucic goes herring down the middle of the pitch. They've got to close him down. Then he feeds it out to DiMarco. Left-hand side, hammers the ball in. Great save from Raya. And then the rebound, and DiMarco can't squeeze it in at the near post on that left-hand side. Raya gets down quickly and blocks it, and it goes out for a corner. Milan now looking very dangerous as we approach half-time. Lovely dummy there from Sucic. They all thought he was going to shoot. Switch the ball to the left to DiMarco. Two good saves from David Raya. So corner for Inter on this left-hand side. 90 seconds plus stoppages remaining. DiMarco out swinging corner. Mosquera's header is then volleyed away by Trossard on the edge of the box. Comes straight back out here to Barella. Now on this right-hand side. Feeds it back in field to Henrique, and now back out to Barella. Space on the right, whips a lovely ball into the area, goes over the top of everyone. Jesus slips but recovers his footing to bring it downfield on this right-hand side. Tried a speculative ball to try and find Trossard, and now Milan have won the ball back. And now they're back inside the Arsenal half. Here's Zielinski wheedling his way through here, tries to dink it through to the edge of the area, but a slip there, while the flag has gone up, I think, for offside. And Saliba actually slipped as he cleared that ball. Or is it a shove? Yeah, I think it might have been a grab of the shirt there by Francesco Acerbi on William Saliba. So it will be a free kick to the Gunners right on the edge of the 18-yard box. David Raya puts the ball down. And now we're inside the final 20 seconds of normal time in this first half. Can't imagine we'll have that much added time, but what a pulsating half of football it's been. Long kick downfield. The Serbi gets the block on, and then Zubimendi can only put the ball out for a throw-in. 1 minute of added time. Throw-in taken quickly. Hoiked upfield. Saliba though standing firm. Barella, taking it back towards his own goal. Almost had it pinched off him there by Jesus. Got to go the other direction, Nicolo. They've lost the ball again here. Now Arsenal have it right-hand side. But that deflection takes it away from Jesus, and Acerbi tries to get rid of the ball near the corner flag, and now he's given it away. And then the foul comes in there, and a rather clumsy one on Sucic. So it will be a free kick to Milan, very tight to the touchline, level with the edge of the 18-yard box on this left-hand side. This will be the final action as Jan Sommer trots across to take it. Referee looks at his watch. I'm sure as soon as this ball, well, he's not even waiting for that. Half-time whistle is blown. Well, what a game of football we've had here in this first 45 minutes. Arsenal came out of the traps. They really did. They were all over Milan from minute one. Gabriel Jesus stabbing home from 6 yards out after a deflected shot to make it 1-0. And then Petar Sucic with an absolute screamer from the edge of the box on 18 minutes. And then one of those Arsenal corners. Back post header from Trossard hit the bar.